And it's another big win for Real Madrid, 2-1 at the Parc des Princes over PSG. Really, going into this tie, they definitely had the advantage with that 3-1 aggregate lead from coming from the Bernabeu. But Real Madrid definitely performed. Some great shooting, some great defense, and great control possession. But really, you got to applaud Zinedine Zidane and his tactical awareness and tactical approach to the game. He takes out Isco and Bale and instead replaces them with Asensio and Lucas Vasquez. And really, that's got to be the key. I mean, both those players are the key in both legs of the PSG match at the Bernabeu and at the Parc des Princes. Really, Vasquez has become more of a creative player that really has helped Real Madrid stand out and really find a way to succeed. Asensio, a great growing youth player who really, I mean, you can't doubt. I mean, there's a little bit of rumors that Asensio might leave. That cannot happen. Definitely cannot happen. Asensio, just like Mbappe in a team that they faced. Mbappe, a great player. No disrespect to him, and I very much regret him not coming to Real Madrid. But Asensio, I would say, is right behind him in that youth list of best upcoming prospects in the world. So Asensio's got to be a key person to keep on. But really, I mean, who else? Who else? The main star himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, has a great game. Picks up a goal off a great header from across from Asensio. All made up from Lucas Vasquez, but really, Ronaldo controls another one, scores in another Champions League game this season to keep that record going of scoring in every Champions League game this season. Really fantastic that he's found his form, and he's of course found that at the right time, the time to show that he is still king of Europe, and Real Madrid are still the kings of the world and looking to retain that title and go on to win it again. But for this game, Real Madrid definitely succeeded in what they set out to do. They come in with that aggregate 3-1 lead again from the Bernabeu, and they know that they just need to dominate possession. They need to keep a great defense and pick up a couple of away goals. What they do? Play great defense the entire first half, really the entire game. I mean, even the goal they conceded, that definitely shouldn't have happened. There was a little kind of breakdown and lax in the defense, but other than that, they show great defensive awareness. Keylor Navas, great goalkeeper. I mean, we definitely have a lot of rumors about him, possibly being moved. Maybe, they go for De Gea again, they go for Courtois. But right now, we think about the season right now. Keylor Navas will definitely be remembered in Real Madrid history, whether he leaves at the end of the season, whether or not. If even if Real Madrid does not go on to win the Champions League, Keylor Navas will always be remembered. He is a great goalkeeper, fantastic, and there are teams that be begging to have him. Many top clubs that are begging to have him. He's a great goalkeeper, saved some great shots today. Definitely, you look though at the front, the midfield. Casemiro had a great game. Mateo Kovacic, great game. So we're looking good. Real Madrid. The next game coming up will be an interesting thing, but really in the Champions League, that's what you got to think about. The next round could be a tough one. There's a couple draws in there we really don't want to get. I definitely would like to see this Real Madrid team at least make it to the semifinal. I think if they make it to the semifinal, Zinedine Zidane will have a little less pressure on him. I think definitely needs to win the Champions League to retain his job, which I think Real Madrid can do. And I really hope for Zinedine Zidane's sake, who I think is a fantastic manager for Real Madrid. I think that's what they need to do. I mean, really the low points of the game. I mean, Bale had some great creativity. I mean, I think replacing him with Asensio, and replacing Isco with Lucas Vasquez was a smart idea. But really Benzema kind of struggled a little today, as he has pretty much all year. Definitely, you can see he's frustrated. I mean, it's a sad thing to say, but Benzema never really that huge goal scoring threat. He had a couple seasons in there earlier on in his Real Madrid career where he really found success, but today he really wasted a lot of opportunities. He had a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, especially I know one in particular where we got possession of the ball. Benzema goes down the field with the ball. He could pass to Cristiano Ronaldo. He could shoot. He kind of doesn't decide to shoot. Instead, stops, kind of tries to set up the shot. And it ends up being a terrible shot. So he definitely was very wasteful today, and it's very sad to say for Benzema. I wish him the best, but he's struggling. So I think it definitely is time for Real Madrid to move and find that next center forward. But Real Madrid had a great game. You look at PSG, they definitely they played a great game at the Bernabeu. They just got very unlucky. I mean, football is very much about luck as well as actual skill, and they got very unlucky. Real Madrid goes on to win that game, but coming to the Parc des Princes, they played awfully. I honestly think they played very atrocious. I think They let Real Madrid dictate the entire first half. Real Madrid wanted to, yes, score at times, but they wanted to play defense. They wanted to hold on their lead, and that's what they did. Real Madrid with Ronaldo gets that first goal, and then PSG is looked to scramble to get another goal. They get the goal because of some kind of shambolic defense by the Real Madrid. And essentially, what happens is that they're a little bit back in there. All of a sudden, but before that even happens, Verratti gets himself a red card. One of the worst things PSG can possibly have, one of the worst things that you could do. I mean, the refereeing early on in the game, I definitely was a little skeptical about it. It was very awkward how the game was called, but really, the ref called the game fairly on both sides. He wasn't giving up anything. There was a penalty possibly for Ronaldo that could have went down. There's a penalty possibly for Di Maria that could have went down. But the thing that Verratti got Verratti sent off was that he was just arguing with the official. Maybe he had a case for a foul possibly, but the game had been called hard the entire game. So essentially, the ref was letting it slide. But he goes, argues with the official, leads to a red card. He's out. PSG's down a man. Yes, they got that goal back, but they were never in control of the game. They need to come back, insurmountable lead with the away goals. Then Casemiro picks up a goal off a deflection. Just a lucky Real Madrid, lucky Casemiro, who, by the way, Casemiro definitely a quiet man of the match. Of course, you got Ronaldo, the boy, but Casemiro had a great game. He was aggressive. Didn't get himself booked, thank goodness, but he great at passing. That shot deflected, but still good effort, good try, very good. And it was, you got to also applaud Zinedine Zidane not only for his Lucas Vazquez Asensio, but his, his midfield. He doesn't play Toni Kroos, he doesn't play Modric in the starting lineup. Of course, Kroos comes on later, but instead he, relies on his, kind of unproven, midfield, but it gets the thing done. Kovacic has that great game, and Kovacic is someone I want to keep seeing in the team. I think I don't really want, little talk about him possibly going back to Italy at the end of the game there. I don't want to see that. I think Kovacic definitely needs to see. He's a great player. But overall, the team played really well, and La Liga definitely is probably out of reach. That's the one thing. But the one thing is just like last year, we're definitely going to be resting players like Ronaldo because, it's out of reach. Maybe you don't play a strong team against, some of the weaker teams. So Ronaldo gets a little rest and rest him for the Champions League, which is something that is top priority for this club. Real Madrid definitely needs to look to win this, and it's definitely capable. They beat one of the favorites of the competition. Man City and PSG, probably the two favorites of the competition coming into the season, of course, with that Neymar acquisition. PSG doesn't have Neymar in the second game. The first game they did, Real Madrid handled them easily. Second game, I think, a lot of people coming up were, saying that, Di Maria is just as good as Neymar in this setup. Fine. Di Maria had a terrible game, in my opinion. But I think even if you replace Di Maria and Neymar, they really couldn't have done anything. It wasn't really a creative stroke. It was just Real Madrid played a great defensive game, played a great game plan, and they, essentially succeeded in their mission of, getting some away goals, playing good defense, not conceding a lead, and they were always in control of this game. It was always never within doubt that Real Madrid was not going to win this game. And you got to applaud Zinedine Zidane for his tactical plan, as well as you got to applaud the players. They played a great defensive game. You got to look to those two back, Ramos and Varane, and you also look to your two fullbacks in Carvajal and Marcelo. Marcelo always fantastic, Carvajal always fantastic. But Varane definitely really stepping up his he's been injured throughout his career, but here he comes on to very much perform. Ramos, getting a yellow card. Well, it's not to be surprised. It's Ramos, yellow cards are his thing to get. Okay, that's his prize. Another one of his awards. Ronaldo's got the Ballon d'Ors. Ramos has got the yellow cards. But overall, a great game by all the Real Madrid players, and really a very interested to see this next round of the Champions League, see what happens. Hopefully kind of avoid some of these draws. Don't want to get some of these teams that could possibly come, as it could be a struggle if we get some of them. But I believe in this Real Madrid team. I think they believe in their coach right now. They want to save their coach's job, and Ronaldo is in form, and he's out to prove a point. He's out to win another Ballon d'Or. But, only time will tell and see what happens. But Real Madrid definitely coming off this win. Confidence at the top that could possibly be. Their form is right where it needs to be to win the Champions League. And all they can do is go out and try.